live. My friend Brittan. It's Ron from Faces of the Forgotten. How you all been doing? Back from vacation. Easy my way back. Couldn't resist. I can't wait till October. But I'm still kind of slowing down a little bit. But hope you're all good. We are at Bohemian National Cemetery in Chicago. There are no cicadas here crawling all over me. So what do we got? We got a few of the gang here. We got Chris Diaz. How's everybody been doing? We got Lorraine.
Hello, Lorraine.
How are you guys doing? We're going to take a little walk today at Bohemian National. Look at a few oval pictures. Wonder, I've been gone so long, I think this is the first live stream I'm doing since probably 4 months, huh?
At least.
Yeah, so let me know if you can hear us out. We're mic'd up today because there's a lot of jets and a lot of traffic. Vicky, Emily, Lorraine, Amanda Panda's here. How you doing? Can you guys hear us okay? Are the mics working? What's happening, Ron? Hey, it's Jono. How you doing, buddy? Rattlesnake. All right, here they come. Probably have a smaller crowd because it's it's a weekend. How's everybody doing? Everybody have a good winter? Enjoying spring? I'm on a big road trip right now, heading to Indiana from here and then down into Ohio, Tennessee, maybe Atlanta, Kentucky, back up through Illinois, back to Wisconsin. Back in Wisconsin. Yep, here they come. All right, so we got instantly, it was like 30 people, and all of a sudden we're 150. Beautiful. All right. That means we should start walking, huh?
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to tell you guys, Brittan, I needed my Brittan fix, so that's why I called up Brittan. I'm sure many of you did too. But I still get a lot of comments that say, what's Brittan's YouTube channel? And I wanted to let you know, Brittan does not have a YouTube channel, although he guest stars on some, like with me. But YouTube's for amateurs. I'll say I'm an amateur, and Brittan's an actual horror movie producer, like real movies. And he was just out in LA meeting with one of the big networks. Can I say who?
Sure.
Shudder Network, right? Yeah. And what's the name of the channel?
Shudder's a streaming service, but the channel is called the show is going to be called Chicago Stories.
Chicago, like Chicago, Chicago, like ghost stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've been filming and filming and filming. And a little shout out to Scott on Tape. You got a few ideas from Scott, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and Midwest Flesh down there hanging out with Scott. So hope you guys are all doing well. Looks like Scott's cranking away, but Brittan's doing really well with his movie channel. And I wanted to also, before I forget, let you all know that Brittan was on about a month ago at Graceland Cemetery with one of our viewer subs, Flo Costa, who I did an episode with Flo and her sister Karen on their whole family. That was that Christmas episode. 20-something brothers and sisters, all parents died, that whole thing. But Flo's got a channel. It's Flo, F-L-O, Costa, C-O-S-T-A. You can look it up on YouTube. But Brittan was just out there with Flo, and they did like a 10-part, some are like 60 seconds, some are like 5 minutes, a 10-part series at Graceland. So if you want to, it's just fun just to listen to him and all his great knowledge. That's all in his head over at Graceland. So let's take a walk here at the Bohemian National. Let me switch the camera around here. There we go. And then I can see what you guys are saying. It looks like Ashley's here. Yeah, this one that I did about laying graves. Did you see the alligator?
Sure.
The one I did with the alligator. Yeah. Everybody knows that story. That was really sad.
Yeah.
Let's go to that. Let's start at this grave. So there's one grave that I'm going to switch it back here for a second. There's one grave that Dustin Burrell, who's one of our viewers, he suggested he suggests a lot of stories, and I've got a number of his stories. But Dustin suggested that we look this woman up. So we're going to start at her grave, and then we're just going to walk around. So let's start with Francisca. Francisca. This is a section I've never checked out before here at Bohemian National. Of course, we've got all these ovals. She's over here, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you walk ahead a little bit, and then I
Gotcha.
can get you on camera. And we'll look at some ovals. Yeah, Lane Graves' story was very sad. I thought everybody knew that story, but apparently not. Tacoma, Washington, Billy Altman. What's going on? It's supposed to rain on and off today in Wisconsin, Angela says. All right. Hey, you want to see if we can shift this over?
Yeah, get him back on track.
Get him back. Yeah, what happens in the winter is the ice gets under there, and these things start to walk because they're not pinned.
Quite a few of them.
Ann Lacan, or Lacan from Wisconsin. Anna, or Ann, where are you at from? Where are you in Wisconsin? North, south? Robert Tucker, I saw your episode on the whiskey guy. Oh, yeah. Exhumed for I gave him his whiskey. That was one of my favorites. That was in Arizona. I just did that last month. That's one I did more recently. Oh, Racine, so you're down south. You're just by south of Milwaukee there. Amara, first time on the live stream. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Annette from Austin. Okay, so here is the grave of Francisca, although it says Francis on here, Cosella. Now, again, here at the Bohemian National, these most of these are Czech Republic. Again, it was called Czechoslovakia in the day. These are mostly Czech graves, but Dustin Burrell found. Now, you know what I'm going to do? Why don't you hold this? You be cameraman. Brittan's going to be cameraman here for a second. So what I'm going to try and do is. By the way, shout out to Dustin Burrell. Thank you. These are my notes. But I've got a picture of Francisca. I don't know if you can see that. That good? And she was in her 30s when she was murdered. And the story is, well, the story is basically that her husband was, this is her first husband. And his name was Frank. She got divorced from here. She married another guy. I don't even remember his name. But
his name was Vincent.
Vincent?
Yeah, Vincent Vite was his nickname. Casella.
Casella.
Mm-hmm.
So Vincent basically gets TB, he gets tuberculosis, and he's in the sanitarium. He gets out of the sanitarium, and he's like obsessed with Francisca, whose picture I showed you. And he goes to the apartment, which I found the apartment on the near north side, I think it was.
No,
maybe
it's
south side.
Yeah, 2600 Sawyer.
Yeah, so it's a picture of, and on the second floor, he went up around the back. That's where the kitchens are. And he confronted her in the kitchen. He had a newspaper, and he had a gun in the newspaper. So the neighbors didn't suspect anything. And then he goes up there, and he shoots her to death, and then he takes his own life. So they're both dead. And this is her first husband. So anything to add that you or Deb found?
Sure. The first husband comes over in 1906.
I'll grab the camera so you can
Gotcha.
get you on camera.
Yeah, the first husband here, Francisek, When he came over, he changed his name to Frank, and he was actually a sponsor to Francis and her family. Francis and her family were Austrian Croatians, Slavs though, and he was the first. He was her first suitor. I want to say they get married in. All right, he comes over in 1906. She comes over in 1909. When she came over in 1909, she had actually met the guy who became her second husband, Mr. Casella, the one who assassinated her. She met him at Ellis Island. But her and Frank get married here in the Chicagoland. She came from a family of tailors, Austrian tailors. He, goodness gracious, what did Frank here do?
Right.
Frank was a laborer with the iron workers.
Okay.
And they together have a daughter. They had a daughter named Mary right before he passed away. Within a year after him dying, she marries Victor Casella. Frances actually has 3 last names, and the fact that she's here under her first husband's grave, which, by the way, this is a pretty famous monument. You see this, This is known as the Weeping Maiden. As we kind of go through here after this, you'll see a lot more. Like right behind us here is another one. There are plenty of these.
I saw the one back
monuments
there. I thought that
here.
Was her grave at
yeah.
first. But one thing I'll just jump in and add that I did the translation in Czech of his obituary, and it said that he died of an embarrassing illness or an embarrassing disease. I don't know if that translated properly. Might have been just been the translation.
Yeah.
But,
early 20th century,
right?
The Slavic, the words have changed from now till then to what the modern interpreters
he could have had
are.
syphilis.
Yeah. What plays into this case, though, with the illnesses is with her second husband. She, soon after he passes away, with her daughter, get befriended by Mr. Casella, Vincent Casella.
Yeah.
They get married, 2 years together, working together as tailors, and he gets drafted. He serves in France in 1918, and then he returns here to Chicago with PTSD. He was suffering from shell shock, and he was diagnosed with, at the time, it was called the White Plague, which many stories based on White Plague, tuberculosis.
Right. That was for the T-shirt.
Consumption.
John, I was plugging the T-shirt. But anyway, sorry.
He then, through the VA, he first was sent to a sanitarium, which is here,
right,
kind of in our vicinity, the big TB one. That's just
to the north.
Yeah, just half a mile from here. Yeah. Something happened in the middle of 1919, where the VA stopped funding. This one up here on the north side became a very posh, almost kind of like a Club Med for politicians and whatnot.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, usually when we hear the word sanitarium, we think of scary type of asylum conditions. Right. But that was not the case over here. They end up transferring him over here to one down in Oak Forest, which at the time was known as the Oak Forest Sanitarium.
Right.
This led me down such a rabbit hole. The Oak Forest Sanitarium, not so great conditions, especially for a lot of the veterans, especially for a lot of the veterans that were suffering from PSD, from shell shock syndrome. Right. More than one patient escaped, but the facts on this case is Vincent, her second husband, after 6 months being down in the Oak Forest Sanitarium, started getting jealous and losing his mind, and he escapes. He escaped from the sanitarium, showed up at their apartment.
Yep.
The neighbors had never seen him before, but they had heard lots of stories about him. And a crime of passion, a crime of rage.
Yeah.
He shoots her in the heart and then turns the gun on himself. His service revolver that he had, you know, when he fought overseas. This all happens in 1920. Daughter left behind, a daughter named Mary, who was 6 years old at that time,
Right.
who ended up being raised out in Michigan with other family members that we
Well,
had no luck
anyway, great.
tracking.
Just wanted to stop by here. So I forgot the yellow rose. I do have it in the truck, and on the way out, we will plant a yellow rose for Francisca. Rest in peace. Let's walk around and let's get caught up a little bit, and I'll have a chance to see what you guys are saying. If anybody has any questions. So I've been gone for several months. I have not been filming a whole heck of a lot, but I have been filming because I can't resist the filming. I've got about 25 episodes all done, produced, and I'm actually leaving here. I'm going on a Midwest trip. Like I said, Indiana, South, Ohio, I might be in Atlanta, Tennessee, Kentucky, and back up through Illinois. So starting to get back in the swing. And I hope you guys have been doing well. We're going to be picking it back up. Did you say vacay? Yeah, I've been on vacay. Episodes you've been seeing were done last year or earlier this year. I renovated, my home was renovated and moved into Phoenix, and that took a lot of time. I had to step away from YouTube because moving is a pain. It's a lot of work. Thanks, Sarah. Hope you are doing well too. Yeah, I think that was a good break. It was like a summer break. I was expecting, I wanted to keep low expectations and tell you that I was coming back in October, but I'm kind of already starting up again. This is too intriguing. I can't stay away from it. And I'm not as busy now. So what else is going on, Brittan?
Whole bunch with me. I'm still making my rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brittan, going to Rose Hill Cemetery a lot, right?
Sure. Yeah, my home away from home, Rose Hill. I've done quite a few tours at Rose Hill, St. Boniface, Graceland, like I took Flo on a couple weeks ago.
Where at in Indiana, B. Gale Hodge? Oh, let's see. I can't even remember the towns. I got the stories all researched, but I don't want to say because it could give the stories away. But Central Indiana. From Fargo. Kay, how you doing? If you see something, Brittan, point me over there. I know there's one we wanted to check out up here. Is Flo with us? Is Flo here? Thanks, Minerva's Journey from the Bronx. Awesome. Glad you are hanging out with us. Gloria Feck, good to see you. So look at this picture. Bozina? Brambora? Is that how you pronounce it, you think?
Maybe Bojana.
Bojana? Yeah. Largo, Florida's here with Sherry Roberts. Isn't that an amazing picture? A lot of kids here. No antibiotics back then.
Yeah, try to straighten her
Yeah,
up.
let's try and fix this. Let this one walk off. Got it? Yeah, good job. That one walked off. Indianapolis, Indiana. Actually, Robert Tucker, I'm going to be doing a couple stories just northwest of Indianapolis. Later today, I think, or tomorrow. Low Costas channel. Oh, Ashley, good job. Shout out to Ashley. Shout out to Alice, our mods and friends. Aren't these pictures amazing?
Yeah. These are in really good shape. I want to say that maybe you have covered Maybe you've covered this on a
No,
live or one of your
I don't think
adventures here.
so. This, like, we were more like over there. That's where the headless husband and wife are. There was a vandal who came through here. I'm going to say what, 2000, 2001. Some young guy came through here and was just chopping the heads off many of the statues, maybe 10 or more. And Brittan was telling me that he was up at the Felician Sisters, which is where the old tuberculosis sanitarium was north of here. And he was trying to chop those heads off of the religious statues, and they caught him. But sadly, the damage is done.
Yeah, they caught him at the convent. You could find this story in the newspaper.
Yeah. No cicadas here, guys. So yesterday I was in the northwest suburbs. You saw that little clip I put up. What a riot. Yeah, they were infesting me. Lucky I was wearing black. I remember 17 years ago, whatever the cycle was, I had red on, and they were coming out of the trees for me, covering me. This is Josef Hajek. 36 years old, looks like. It's pretty consistent when you, I don't know the translation, but the age is usually here, and it's the death date.
Yeah.
Of the one picture. Let's go over this way. What do you think? All right, I got to watch what you guys are saying. Anybody have any questions? What else has been going on? Yeah, I moved into my Phoenix home finally, managing the renovation all during the winter. Weather was phenomenal. Paradise out there. But I do miss Chicago. There's another young one, it looks like. Cicadas are good luck, Joseph says. Yeah. Oh, they don't bite. I just don't like when they get on my neck. It kind of tickles. What do you think SpaceX launch? Oh, wait, somebody's talking about yesterday. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see. Did it go successful? Elon Musk? Who did he send into space? The last time I checked on all that, he was all those big plans for Mars. It's pretty neat. I really love listening to him. Real smart guy, futurist, innovator. Look at that got shattered. Marie Masick, 24 years old, right? Yeah. 1895, she died. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear Brittan? We're mic'd up.
We're close to a pretty busy street right here behind us. Those are CTA buses.
These mics block that out. I just want to make sure. Yes, okay, everybody can hear us. I think on live streams, I'm going to mic up more, especially if we do something together.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, guys? What have y'all been up to? We got a lot of good stuff coming. I think I'm going to do, oh, let's see. I came through Colorado. Why don't you get over here on this side so people can see you. I came through Colorado last week, and I shot 2 episodes in Colorado. And then the third one was in Nebraska. You saw Lane Graves. And I think, so I've got 2 more New Orleans episodes from last year, but I think I'm going to push those off and give you guys, if you want to see the Colorado stuff. So just there's still snow at the top of the mountains. Just, oh my gosh, Colorado's unbelievable. And Cheryl Daggs is with us. I don't know if Cheryl's on here. She suggested one of the stories. And the other story I found through, you know where I found the other story? I found the other story on that Thanatos. You know, I like looking at the pictures on there, the postmortems, and sometimes you can reverse who was that, when did they die, what happened. And it's an interesting story. That's how I got the story of the Kellers. Remember the 3 in the coffin? That was off Thanatos. picture. And the Parsons, the family that was all murdered, that they're all laid out in their bed, murdered. Famous pictures, but we researched what was behind that. Which way do you want to go? You want to walk towards Willie? Willie
Yeah.
Novotny?
Yeah, let's do
We
it.
should check his grave out. He was at Eastland. Hey, Ron, do you know anything about Joro spiders? I don't. Are they like recluse spiders? I know I saw it in, I saw your comment in the last episode or video, you know, maybe it was the short that I did on the cicadas. So what are Joro spiders? We have Aloha. Who's that? Dawn Whittinghagen. Aloha, the Big Island of Hawaii. Love the recent episodes. Awesome. How's Hawaii now? I bet the weather's still beautiful. Oh, they're flying spiders. Get out. Cody is with a K. And Cody was, it's funny. I got some abuse from people on that short I did with Cody on my pier. And just so you all know, the water there is just over 18 inches deep. She was standing on the bottom with her paws on the pier. She wasn't like hanging. And that's why I left her. And when I finished the little short that I did, I pulled her out of the water. Of course, she gets me shaking, turns around and jumps right back in. So she wants to be with me, but she wants to be in the water. But the water, guys, the water wasn't, and she's a lab, even if it was deep.
The dog is an amazing swimmer.
Yeah, she's a lab. But yeah, the water, okay. Back to the Joro spiders. Yeah, Cody is named after Kodiak Island in Alaska. Who's got a ghost? Gosh, I can't keep up with the comments. Sorry. Am I coming back to Michigan? I don't have any plans for Michigan right now, Carol. Sorry. I do have stories in Michigan, but this trip I'm not going to be. Christine loves walking cemeteries. Great feeling of peace. Yeah, me too. Any mausoleums there? There are, but they're not that interesting. It's like Anton Cermak Mausoleum.
Yeah.
And there's a few, but they're more on the way that way. We're not going to be.
There's a newer one from the like 60s, 70s era, and then the chapel columbarium.
The columbarium. Okay, if you want to see that stuff, go to my my very first episode or two. My first episode here, the very first one, the very beginning on Eliska Berubek, the little girl that was murdered. That's what got me started on this channel. I think that's the episode I actually went through the columbarium here.
Yeah. Which
is amazing. Look at these pictures.
This is 4 or 5 circle backs to Bohemia.
I'm going to be Dawn in Ohio. I am coming through Dayton. I have a story in Dayton. It'll be probably next week. I'm going to be coming through. I never know, you know, what I do is I just drive and film, and I never know when I'm going to get there because I'm just on a planned circuit. It's kind of like dots on a map with strings, and I do all the research ahead of time, the stories, and then I just go and follow the lines so that I'm not going backwards, right? Look at this guy. Always going, you know, not going too far out of my way, but I'm going to be all the way. I'm going to be in Ironton again. Remember the slapped lady? I'm going to be back in Ironton for another story there that was suggested. Where are we going? So we've got to go that way, right?
Yeah, follow this road here. You'll be right along the right-hand side.
Got one story in Tennessee. I have a story in south of Atlanta, but it's going to be 6 hours out of my way to go down and do it, and then 6 hours back. So 12-hour drive commitment for one story. Halloween story. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy to do that, but I'm going to try. We'll see when I get there. Who's grumpy? Amanda said you should come here. I know, I've had it on my list forever, Washington State. South Carolina, yes, I have stories in South Carolina, but I don't know when I'm getting back to the Carolinas. Maybe next year. Is Brittan coming to Arizona? I don't know. What are you coming to visit?
Maybe
next winter? Are you
probably
going to road
sooner.
trip or take a flight?
Yeah, probably sooner.
Yeah.
I do have to get.
Well,
so many.
come when I'm there, and you can stay in the casita.
That's exactly what I want to do. Plus, I want you to take me to a few of those.
Oh, we'll go four-wheeling. I got the blue
the
Jeep.
mines.
The Jeep, yeah, all the mines.
I'm very interested in that jail that you made all those connections with, the old abandoned jail
Yeah,
that you had us on in
Globe, the haunted
the
jail,
Halloween episode,
where the guy shot through the
Yeah,
window.
yeah.
Did you guys see that
You
episode
gotta
in
take
Globe
me there.
where I shot? That was Cheryl Daggs, I think, suggested that story, or maybe we were just talking about it. But yeah, that's a cool. We'll go back there. I'll take you to some mines. I'll tell you this: when I went through Colorado, my second story. Okay, so my first story, I think I'm going to put out my Colorado story probably this Thursday for y'all. And then my second, I had to go up in the mountain within a mile and a half. I had to hike up 1,600 feet at altitude 10,500 with my backpack, a ton of water, emergency gear, my sidearm. Man, that was work. And then my camera gear. And then to get to this place that I wanted to go, I had to literally, there was a 300-foot sheer cliff and a giant boulder that came up like this. And I had to hold on to a tree and like walk like one step that way, and it's 300. It was really borderline, and you'll see it. And then I'll put that out the next Thursday if you guys want. The Superstition Mountains. Yeah, we get into the superstitions a lot. I'm going to be I'm fascinated with Weaver's Needle there. You know, probably if you know about the Dutchman story. And I'm going to be doing a story at some point there, hiking back in there. But the story is not about just the Dutchman. I'm going to give some Dutchman background, but it's more on stuff most of you don't know about. Okay, we are now at Family Novotny. I don't know if you remember my Eastland disaster. By the way, on YouTube, we were the first to do the real Eastland disaster storytelling, and we were touched by the story of the last person to be identified, the little boy, Willie. So this is the plot marker for the family plot. And they're all buried here. The whole family was wiped out. And if you watch that episode, you'll see. And then we bought the stone for Willie. And Brittan, those are your flowers, right?
Sure. I was just out here not even 2 months ago, and this overgrowth has just been the last few weeks. Goodness.
Yeah, spring is here. There's Willie. We retouched the photo a little bit, contrast and all that, but that's the only image of him. He was the little boy. They call him the little feller. They didn't know who he was.
Unidentified, except
unidentified
for
until
his shoes.
His shoes. In the very end, and he was all dressed up.
Yeah.
In his Sunday best, as everyone was for the big picnic across the lake.
And the whole family died. That's why no one could ID him. He was ID'd by his shoes by one of his classmates.
By the schoolmates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Little Willie. What a good little boy.
It's dawning on me. I'm pretty sure your very first live stream was here.
Huh? Yeah, it was. Way before the stone was bought.
Yeah.
We don't need clippers. Use your hands.
Yeah, I try to keep up on Willie. At least 2 or 3 times a year I come out here and bring him new flowers.
What's going on with that mess? Amanda says, what's the matter with you guys? Can't you keep up with this gardening? That's like at Graceland.
Yeah, Ruth Johnson. Yeah,
Ruth Wanderer.
That one's sinking even further into the ground, and unfortunately, all the maintenance in the world I could perform on, it's not really going to alleviate that.
Yeah. That looks good. That's a nice stone.
Sure is. Good work, sir.
Isn't this over up this way where the little boy killed himself
Yeah.
because he
Yeah,
was
that.
bullied at school?
Uh-huh.
And his parent, oh no, he was a failure.
Yeah.
He felt like a failure to his parents because of his
Lester.
Lester. Yeah, let's go
Uh-huh.
see. Well, let's see what else. Let's go around and see. Why
Yeah.
don't you tuck that? We'll come back on the. We got to go back to the truck. So why don't you tuck that right here?
All right.
We'll come.
Behind
Where the
his
groundskeepers can get that.
behind his family.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lester. I'm trying to think of the last name. That's the one you had me come out and uplift. It had gotten knocked over at the end of last summer.
Right.
Gosh, where was that's right here down this row.
Is Lester down this row? He's like right around here, right?
Here
Or over
more.
that way more?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see Aliska Perubic. She has no picture, as I recall. Just a black granite.
Yeah.
Somebody bought her a nice stone.
Yeah.
Way back when, right?
Yeah.
Just some probably anonymous person.
Mm-hmm. Aliska Perubic, the young girl found in the river.
Yeah. Oh, she like 4 or 5 years old, I think.
Yeah.
1911, I think it was.
The unsolved
Still
murder.
Unsolved. Oh, that sent me down the rabbit hole
With that artist.
That artist.
Yeah, and who
pervert.
was one of the suspects.
The perverted guy.
The children drawings that he would make. And
yeah, the perverted drawings.
Yeah.
It's funny, the feedback. Some of the feedback I got, they were siding with him, and I just, sorry guys, I just don't buy it. Now I actually, Darger, his name was Darger.
There you go.
Henry Darger.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he did it actually, but it just kind of exposed what a perv he was. And then I did an episode on him. Joseph. Joy Lewis, what's going on? How are you? Hey, we've got 500 people watching. I love it. What a great gang we have, huh? All right, let's go this way. Linda Ritter, right on. Great to see you both together. Love from England. Oh man, I hope to get maybe next summer. This summer there was no way. I had planned to go this summer, but with the move, the renovation, the move, and getting everything to Phoenix, no way. It's going to take another 6 months just to get all the boxes unpacked. Man, look at the statuary here. Isn't this great? Yeah, Brittan's had to see Brittan coming through Chicago. Hey, here's somebody from Chicago. The Tombstone Tea. All right, look at this.
I've really missed you. I've missed everyone.
Yeah.
Missed our Sunday evenings together.
Yeah, Sunday premieres. Maybe I'll get that going again at some point. I know you guys like those, especially Amanda and Chris. You love those Sunday night premieres. Oh, come on, Amanda. You're pretty smart. You're smarter than all of us. Do you ever leave Washington State? I'll bet it's a cold winter there, huh? Yeah, Sunday evenings. Oh, look at this. A policeman? You just never know what you're going to see. Carl with a K. So 1879 to 1921. Oh my gosh, the first donation, $20. Thank you so much from Rolona 59. And she says, thanks for all you do with respect and dignity. Thank you. By the way, you will notice that I'm not asking for Patreon anymore for gravestones. I'm not asking for donations for gravestones, taking a break from all that. And it's just no other reason with just slowing down, this last year, I just can't keep up with it. So we might get back to that later. But right now, any money is just supporting me and the channel. But you know what? the end of the day, the money's going to end up going to, you know, probably at some point I'm going to be doing that again. So who knows? Rolona 59, where are you from? Let's go this. Let's head to Liska's over here, right? Somewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah. Vicky's from North Carolina watching. We got the Philippines, Marisa Mabal. Did I pronounce that right? I'm taking some of these to see if there are stories for you. KYWA. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. Go on Ancestry and then email me. And then we'll work with Deb and or you work with you. You got the info. I see a guy with a big beard. Kronberger. At least it looks like a beard from here. Yikes, they need to get the lawnmower. Yeah, this place is growing fast. Spring in Chicago is crazy. You can see that they just mowed the grass, but they didn't get in between the stones. Cave Hill in Louisville. Greg, I did an episode there. I was the first one to do an episode on the murder of the Git singer. I call Cave Hill the cemetery of the copper statues. It's beautiful. Yeah, so I get a lot of requests to do stuff, and I've already done it. So when you have a suggestion, check the channel first. Just say like Lane Graves. You can just say alligator or search under Lane Graves, Faces of the Forgotten, and just any subject. Because I've done well over 600 episodes now. So chances are I've already been there or covered it, but I love the suggestions. I'm getting about 80% of my stories now from you guys, where at the beginning it was the other way around. I was getting 20%, that much. Oh, look at this interesting picture of this woman. I don't think Jan Slavk.
Jan.
Oh, Jan. So that would be him. So this would be Marie. Let me back out. Slavic. Yeah. I'm really terrible with the foreign pronunciation, especially Italian. I finally am getting some of those down. Isn't that an amazing picture? Look at that. You know, these are all over 100 years old. And if something happens to this, it's gone forever. There's no negatives. It's priceless in my mind. Look at the angel. Let's see if we can get in the jungle here. Yeah, look at that.
Limestone.
Yeah, John, they hold up really well. Yeah, except the limestone. Oh, somebody donated something. I better check. Oh, hi to Marie from Hazelhurst, right? Love you, Ron and Brittany. Is Brittan? Do they call you Brittany when you go to Germany?
I've been getting it my entire life.
Heidel Marie, how you doing? When you go to Germany, that's a common German name, right? I think you're in Hazelhurst, right? Darlene loves the pioneer stories. Yeah, well, the week after next, I've got a Colorado pretty cool story. Let's see, I see a picture over here. Look at these statues. Who's Bessie Smith? Bessie Smith, Bessie Smith, Bessie Smith. She deserves a shout out. That's how to do your comments. 4 times in capital letters. Ashley and Alice do not like that. All right, where is Aliska? I think
Here,
right
in the
by
middle of
that.
this next section.
Right in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Sandra Todd. Appreciate it. Did you hear about GH star Johnny Wacker? He got killed over 3 guys trying to...
Yeah, they shot him.
The catalytic converter. I did hear about that. Was that here? Where was that?
L.A.
LA, yeah. I did hear. I mean, come on. People are animals, I swear. Just animals. Good morning, Kathy Rupright. Yeah, you can go back and watch. Let's see. She's right around here. Now I used to look. All right, we're looking for Aliska Perubek's grave. And I thought she was like right here. Heather Klein-Schroet. Thank you for the $10, I think it is. Heather, I am going to be there in Paducah, Kentucky. Glad you were able to make it. No, she's not. She's like right over. I remember there's a statue of a little something.
Well, I've got the GPS.
So it's over here, it says?
Nah, here.
Oh, it's still further back?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's in this section. We still got to get to we're in the wrong section. Okay. Ron, you should do a story on pioneers rest in here, barren country, Wisconsin. High school haunted. Yeah, send me an email. facesforgottentoday@gmail.com. But I always need help send first a find a grave link, either for the cemetery or the person. Actually, maybe you could put that up. facesforgottentoday@gmail.com so people can copy it. Oh yeah, I see it. I see it. See the little angel up ahead?
Yeah.
That's where she is. Thank you, Ashley. Look at this. Joseph. What a fine picture. Look at that suit. 1890 to 1913.
23.
23. I'm guessing this is his father. Oh, no. He died in 29, so this would be his brother?
Yeah.
Let's see, 1893. Yeah. Yeah.
25 or 26.
Brother, this is his brother who was 3 years younger-ish. And he died young, too.
Yeah.
Not as young as
the Hrushka brothers.
Oh, yeah. That's sad.
Very sad.
This is such a small part of the cemetery. And actually, I think the coolest part by the Eastland disaster victims, and over there, you have the big oaks and the big stones and the mausoleums.
Yeah. Cermak's mausoleum.
Cermak, yeah. Anton Cermak.
The Art Deco designs.
I'm going to come from this way. There's some people. I don't like to show the people on the videos that are grieving and planting flowers. So, okay, here we are.
Here she is.
Here are the parents. These are the gravestones we bought, guys. So let's, yeah, and somebody brought some flowers. Aliska Perubek. So my very first story on YouTube, guys, July 2020, or was it 21? Can't remember. It was right after COVID started.
20,
yeah. Came here and did this story of this little girl.
Wow, this is sweet.
Subsequently, other people have done this story on YouTube, not at the cemetery. But we determined that her parents were buried here and they were unmarked. So we bought these stones for them. Good job, everybody. Look at these beautiful little wildflowers. Huh? What are these, guys? What kind of flowers are these? Anyway, Father Frank passed in 1913, and Carolina passed over 10 years later, 27. Aren't those pretty flowers? Yeah. What are those? They're really, I love wildflowers. I got to tell you, look at that. Isn't that. So, there it is. Morning glories, Sheila says.
Thank you, Sheila.
Charlotte says they're weeds. You're probably both right.
Beautiful overgrowth.
Yeah, beautiful memorials. All right, guys. Gonna wrap it up. Any questions for Brittan or I before we wrap it up? Yeah. All right, guys. It was fun. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Maybe I'll do a live stream. No guarantees from the road. I'll be next week and a half. I'll be traveling through the Midwest and back to Wisconsin. Thank you, Brittan, for coming along, buddy. Missed you. I brought Brittan a surprise. What's that monster's name?
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Yeah.
I found a little doll. What do you call it?
Collectible action figures.
Collectible.
Some people call them dolls. I
You're-
collect them.
You're my doll. I love you, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
You
guys.
too.
Signing off. It was thanks for hanging out, and we're starting to rev back up. So we'll see you very soon. All right.
Farewell, gang.
Catch you later. All right. Later.